I have my.
All right, folks, welcome to Suds News. I am Vinny. This is Angela. And I do have to apologize. It looks like Twitter is still having their problems they experienced earlier today because the streams for Twitter are not going through. I'm going to work on that as we broadcast, but as of right now, it does not look like it does not look like Twitter is getting the live streams. So we're only on YouTube. As a matter of fact, give me one moment while I put that out to everybody, because that's not really, it's not good. I'm going to provide the YouTube.
We're on Facebook too.
We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube, but Twitter is not going through. So give me 2 minutes. Angela, why don't you give us your first impressions of this week and what's been going on while I put out this tweet to the world?
Yet again, I am loving General Hospital. It's been so fun. Just every day, even, when my girl's not on. I love it. There's been soapy drama. We're getting romance. And adventure, action. It's not mob central. Right. What more can we ask for?
No, you're absolutely right. It is it's not centered on the mob anymore. So it's great that things are going fantastic for the show so far.
It's really funny because so many people always complained about mob hospital.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They complained for decades that it was all mob centric. And now there's hardly any mob. And yes, we have the WSB, but it's balanced. We also have the hospital. We have the PCPD. We have ELQ and Aurora. It's more balanced.
Yeah.
And I see people going, we don't need the WSB. We don't need the. I'm just like, really, people, you're never happy.
You're absolutely right.
It's infuriating. Excuse me. Hey, stop it, you two. Sorry. The young one's annoying the old one, as happens.
All right, so I did go ahead and put the YouTube. YouTube link
I'm sharing it all over. I'm sharing it all over Facebook too to get us out there. So, but yeah, so it's been so good, and I'm really, really happy with it. And I know a lot of people are calling for Drew to be killed.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. He's such a great soapy guy to love to hate.
Agreed.
In the tradition of AJ, in the tradition of Edward, in the tradition of Alan, he is more Quartermain man than anyone. He's like Ned.
Absolutely is.
And he's in his villain Quartermain era. And I just like today was really funny with him and Tracy. And there's a part of Tracy that is enjoying this sparring with him.
Yes.
There is a part of her that this is making her feel alive. I swear to God. She just keeps having this big smile on her face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm absolutely loving it.
Yeah. And it's so fun.
Yes, you are absolutely right. It is so fun. I did go ahead and put it out there. I want to say hi to the people in chat. Steve is actually watching on both platforms, YouTube and Facebook. Welcome, Quiet Star. Welcome, Jeannie. Go ahead and let everybody know. Share the video to Twitter. X, letting people know that the
Mhm.
Twitter feeds are not working. That's why we're not being shown live on Twitter right now. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's going to be the same going for the next show on at 10 o'clock for Gate Crashers. But for right now, we are only live
Mhm.
on YouTube and Facebook. But, it's either way. It'll be in the archive, and it'll be the video will be up for anybody to watch anyways. But so either way, just want to welcome everybody in. The show is the General Hospital has been fantastic. Um, but before we even get to that, I do want to let everybody know, as always, if you want to help to, Twitter is working, Genie, but it's the live feeds that the show is not going to. So
Yeah.
normally we stream live to Twitter as well, but the actual, for some reason now, I know Twitter was hacked earlier today, or some kind of, it was down for a while as Angela and I were trying to work something using the DM function earlier today, and like literally during the middle of our chat, Twitter went down.
Yeah. It just went down, and I'm like, and I kept trying to send him messages, and they kept saying no, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It's just a mess. What the heck? But yeah, it's
So either way,
it's not like we're the most tech savvy people.
right.
We do okay, but we're not fixing anything.
We're not Spinelli. So
No.
which is so funny because Bradford is not a technological person. It's so funny to
Bradford is also not Spinelli.
Right, exactly. So definitely go ahead and share like. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you have not yet already. But I do want to again let everybody know that we are an official affiliate of WWE Shop. So whether you're looking for merchandise from Hulk Hogan, from The Outsiders, or any other Hall of Fame legend, NXT Rising Star, WWE Superstar, WrestleMania merchandise, or anything, you can go to suds-media.com/wrestling merch and go ahead and anything you buy from WWE Shop utilizing that URL will give us a commission that'll help to fund the show, fund the network, maybe buy X from Elon Musk. But and then we'll have it fixed. Jeannie says she really needs to go to Blue Sky, and hopefully Blue Sky will have a live feed function at some point too, so we could stream over there as well. But anyways, as the people start to trickle in, watching on either YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and definitely react, whether it's a like, whether it's a heart, whether it's a anything that you want, even the laughing emoji, whatever helps. It'll help the algorithm and get it out in front of more people.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, it's we want everybody to see the shows. So, all right. Anyways, moving on. In April, which is just around the corner, amazingly, it's March 10th already, but in just a month, Angela and I are going to meet Finola Hughes, Laura Wright, and James Patrick Stewart. And we are going to be presenting Laura Wright with a Lifetime Appreciation Championship belt, which I have shown on the show before. And I'm going to show it again. And we're going to give this belt to her. And if you want to help donate to the cause to offset the cost of it, you can go ahead and donate. buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media. And whatever you do donate will go to help offset this. And your name will go into the card that we give to Laura with the belt in April. So go ahead and help out. Anything would be appreciated. And just a reminder, later on today at 10 p.m., so just 2 hours from now, we'll be live again with Kim joining us to go over Gate Crashers. Hi, Tinklu. Welcome to the show. Love listening to both of us. We thank you for the we thank you for the viewing. All right, let's get into it. We do have a new segment of the show that kind of ties into pettyprattle.com. And we'll go ahead and get to it. I'll get to the first part of it. Angela, if you want to, I'll go ahead and put the picture up if you want to explain what we are going to be looking at.
Absolutely. So we have a new weekly feature on pettyprattle.com called Oh Baby. And it goes up on Tuesdays. And what it is a daytime star when they were a child. And it'll be a picture of the daytime star as a child. In the article, there'll be 5 clues as to who they are. And it could be from any one of the 5 soaps. And later on, it might even be from defunct soaps, but I'll let you guys know if that happens. And then on Monday nights here live on Suds News, I will reveal who it is. And this week we started out with a general hospital person because we're on GH. So
what we're going to do is we'll go, Angela will go ahead and give you the hints of who it is, and then we'll reveal who it is later on in the episode. So give you guys some time to mull over it. So I'll show the picture one more time. Angela, you can go ahead and read the hints.
Give me 1 second. Let me pull them up. I was not ready for that. Sorry about it. Sorry. Hold on.
Like the Twitter feeds are back going. At least one of them is back up. 2 of them. We're getting there. The Twitter feeds are starting.
Oh, beautiful. Good.
2 of them.
All right. So our Oh Baby for the week. The hints are: I'm a Taurus. I speak 5 languages. My nickname is Chili Patty. Not only am I a screen actor, but I am also a talented voice actor and writer. And number 5 is I will be celebrating my 20th wedding anniversary this year.
All right. So for those of you who are watching, go ahead and make your guesses in the chat. We will be going ahead and revealing the answer later on. We did get 2 Twitter feeds up and running now, so those are finally starting to come back on. So eventually, hopefully, the other 2 will get there. So bear with us, folks. Twitter was down, like I said earlier today. But you had your clues, and I see some guesses coming in already. I'm not going to spoil it by saying yes or no. And it doesn't necessarily have to be from General Hospital. So it could be anybody in soaps. Just want to put that out there.
Absolutely. All right. I started with a General Hospital one because we're, General Hospital focused.
Of course.
And we have a lot of fun features like this coming up. We're also going to be starting a weekly poll of couples of the week for every show and stuff like that. So all of that stuff will be posted on my Twitter, the Petty Prattle Twitter, and the Facebook, and in various Facebook groups. So
all right, all the X Live.
It's going to be great. We have a lot of fun stuff happening. Awesome.
All right, so we are now live everywhere. Let's hope
Very
people
cool.
start to trickle in and get the viewership up. For those of you who are just joining us on Twitter, on X, welcome to Suds News. I am Vinny. This is Angela. Twitter was hacked earlier today. A couple of times it was down. So it didn't work at the very beginning of the show. I do apologize, but it looks like it's up now. So we're going to be going on and finally getting into what you all came to see, and that is General Hospital. Let's start with somebody who is very controversial. And Angela talked about it earlier, and how people are expecting him to be gunned down at some point. Congressman Drew Quartercane, because we don't know whether he's going to end up keeping the Quarterman name or he's going to be Kane.
You know, as much as I love to hate him,
Mhm.
he's right about this one. He should be allowed to use the Quartermain name. He is a Quartermain.
I mean, not to
You
mention
know,
that.
Alan was his father.
Mhm.
Monica adopted him legally.
Yes.
He should be allowed to use the name. Tracy is not the gatekeeper. You know, I love Tracy, but she doesn't get to decide everything.
Exactly. Well, and not only that, and if he legally changes his name, like that's his name. So I mean,
right.
You could change your name to Quartermain to Smith to anything you want. I mean, hell, the Ultimate Warrior literally changed his name to Warrior. So, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. You pay the money, you pay the fee, you change your name, it's done.
Right.
However, I got it. This is and so just because Tracy threw a fit about him using the Quartermain name, now they're going to go after the Quartermain crypt that's supposedly 10 feet over the property line in a protected land space or something to that effect.
Well, what's really funny about this is that, you know, legally, because it's been there for so long, it would just be allowed to be there. But, you know, we're in the land of make-believe. I think, you know, what's funny is I think with Tracy calling Drew's bluff, he doesn't think she doesn't think he'd really do it. That this is kind of posturing. And I don't think he'll really do it either.
No.
I think this is going to end up being a good Quartermain moment. I don't think he'd really do it. One, Jason would kill him.
Yeah.
Jason would never allow it to happen.
Right.
You know, as many issues as he has, he's still not going to allow it to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's I love a Quartermain story. You know, I'm a sucker for a Quartermain story, so
no,
I'm here for this.
I liked it. I thought it was very, very funny today when Emma started whether live streaming or recording the video of Drew and pointing out, well, Congress is in session and here you are quabbling over, you know, a private residence instead of being at work in Washington. Gen Zer, you know, that's all they do is record, and this time it won me over. I was
that
excited.
Was beautiful.
Yeah. Yep.
It really was. It was great. I was I was absolutely loving that. And that's definitely going to endear her to Tracy.
Yes, it will.
And I loved the callback to Brooklyn talking about when Edward saved her.
Yep.
And that Tracy rescued her when she was kidnapped. So, yeah.
No, I agree. And for all the people out there that say that the General Hospital writers are, you know, ignoring the history and throwing out the history,
they're not.
They alone. They're going based on the history. Now, is there retconning? Yes, there is. Is there rewriting of history? Yes, minor things. But when it's a major storyline, they're going to stick to it.
And well, the thing is that they've even throughout soap history, they have rewritten major storylines.
Yeah.
May I point out yet again, Erica Kane and her child showing up that she had a first trimester abortion with.
Right.
So, you know, that was one of the biggest rewrites of all time. But it's a soap opera. They do it. And it doesn't mean that they don't know history. It means they decided to go a different way with a story. And that's soaps, baby. That's show business. That is how soaps are. That is how they have always been.
Yeah.
And rewrites bite us all in the ass at times, and at times benefit us. They're like they giveth and they taketh away.
I mean, who knows? Maybe the abortion doctor was Dr. Rolf from Days, and he incubated that aborted baby in a test tube and a incubator and brought it to life. So it's a possibility. Um,
Well, here's the thing too. It was the 70s, so I'm thinking no. But hey, weather machine that controlled the world with a weather with a giant diamond. So it's just
yeah,
so many things were a rewrite.
yes,
And for almost everybody crying rewrite, I can show them how a rewrite benefited their favorite ship. Or, it's just knock it off. Just watch the
yeah,
damn show and enjoy the damn show and bitch about actual things.
right, exactly. Or after the show, go outside and get some fresh air
Right?
instead of going to Twitter.
What do
Um,
they say? This ain't beanbag?
that I've never heard.
You've
Before.
never heard this ain't beanbag?
No,
Wow, I'm surprised.
I thought that was a Boston saying because it's Beantown, but
No, I thought it was. See, I don't even know the whole years ago I looked it up, but I thought it was a wrestling thing.
oh,
Now
wow.
I'm going to have to look it up again because it's been decades.
I've never
It
heard
just,
that. Want to take this time to say hello to everybody in the chat. Hi, Donna. Welcome in. Hi, Steve. Hi, Tinklu. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Quiet Star. Anya, welcome. I'm glad that the Twitter live stream started working now so that you can watch it. And thank you for joining. And for those of you who are still watching and not commenting, it's okay. But go ahead and throw a comment up. We like to have the interaction. We like to know what you're thinking about in terms of General Hospital. And remember, later on tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Pacific, we'll be going to Gate Crashers to talk all about Beyond the Gates. Did you find the origin of that thing?
It is, and it's not. I was wrong about it being wrestling, but
Okay.
it's about. It's basically saying that something can be rough. Because beanbags don't hurt when they get thrown at you.
Yep.
And it actually came from Chicago.
Oh,
it was first used about Chicago politics, which, Chicago was, dirty politics kind of, cut its teeth in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
But this, life's rough. Get over it.
Exactly.
This ain't beanbag. We throw elbows here.
Yes. Okay. Donna, you are correct. GH today was such a great day. I have to say, kind of moving on with Drew, because he's been very active in his role as congressman, although he hasn't been working as Congress. But he, first of all, he went ahead and met with Selena Wu to try to get some information on how to get over on Curtis. And she said through Portia.
And she gave it to him.
She did, yes. So amazingly, so here's the thing. What does this mean for Brad now? Because she kind of threw Brad under the bus. Obviously, and all this, the great part about it is all these stories are tying together, which is just fantastic. But either way, Congressman Drew Quarter Kane, he does know now that Portia's the one that changed the test results for Heather Weber so that she didn't get out of prison at the first hearing, or they wanted to keep her in prison. Let me put it that way.
Right.
And so Drew is telling her to get Curtis to back down off the Esplanade and help him secure the site of where Sonny's docks are, and it's just everything is just working together. So now Portia is trying to. She's panicking.
Yes.
And who does she go to? She goes to Ava, of all people.
But it tracks.
It does.
What is she gonna do? Go to who else is she? Terry? Terry's gonna be like, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Ava, you want to, deal with a snake, you go to another snake.
and oh my God, the conversation between Drew and Portia, and the way that Drew blocked the doorway,
Yeah.
and was just all up in her face and everything, like it was played to a T, and it really made you feel so apprehensive about it, because I got to give Cameron Matheson his props. He is a fantastic actor, and even maybe at the beginning he didn't realize he was a villain, but now that he's embraced the villainy, oh, he's on a different level.
I mean, I really feel for him because, he's talked throughout this whole thing about how he has gone to the writers and asked and, all of this stuff. And I really, you got to give it to him that, he's rolling with the punches because they have made changes, obviously.
Yes.
And he is trying to play what they're telling him it is. And that has evolved, which is why his explanations for it have evolved. It's not that he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's not that he's trying to make it that he wants what he wants. Yep. It's that the story has evolved and changed. We've gone through multiple head writing changes in the past, year at GH, storyline changes, upheavals. And he's rolling with it. And he is selling, he is not saying, you know what, I'm out, deal with this yourself. Just give me my lines and I'm acting. He is still selling his story, playing it to the, and really just putting his whole heart and soul into it. And I love that for us. Oh, what else can we ask for?
No, I love it. And here's the thing. The people are, the people on Twitter, on social media, are sick of him, and they don't like him, and that means he's doing his job.
Right.
You're not supposed to like Drew. Like, and I'm sorry, I gotta say, stop with the comparisons to Billy Miller, because it's like it's a new character. It's a new character arc. Yes, it's a new actor. He's portraying Drew differently. He's got different writing. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to judge one actor over the other, because the writing was totally different, and the stories were different. So leave Billy Miller's Drew in the past, and this is the current Drew we have, and just deal with it.
Exactly. And this, there's no saying that the story would be different if it was Billy's Drew.
Right. Exactly.
And then what? You know what I mean? I love Cameron's Drew. I've loved him since he showed up. I still love him. It's a love to hate right now, but he is massively channeling Edward. Mm-hmm. He is Edward and AJ, AJ's insecurity about Jason, Edward's villainy about business and take no prisoners. Tracy, Edward is cheering this on from the bowels of hell. He truly is. He's like, finally, I've got a grandson that, and
I think a lot of the audience is too soft to watch a true villain nowadays.
Yeah, they couldn't have survived the days.
No, they couldn't.
Some of these people are not veterans of the message board wars, and you can tell. There are signs.
Yeah, exactly.
And they want Hallmark.
Yeah. And Anya's right. Cameron is making people hate Drew, so he's doing his job. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. You're not supposed to love every single character. Yes, you could have your favorites, and you're going to like some villains. You're going to, trust me, no matter how bad Cyrus was, the character was awesome, and I liked Peter August. I may have been one of maybe 3 people in this world that liked Peter August. And it's because
I did too.
So
I thought he was a great villain.
I thought so too.
And Cyrus was such a phenomenal villain.
Yeah.
I'm so sad that they killed him instead of sending him to prison. And I'm hoping any reason for them to say, no, he's actually still alive. Joss just was horrible at taking his pulse, and Brennan knew he was still alive, but let him lay there and sent help for him.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'd be like, okay.
Some WSB.
Yep, I'm all over that.
That's what I'm hoping for as well. But it's from what I've heard it through the Gorilla Vine that Jeff Kober might be going over to Beyond the Gates. So I have heard that rumor.
I've heard it with a lot of one thing to keep in mind, guys, with these Beyond the Gates things. One of the requirements, and I keep telling people this, one of the requirements to be a contract character on Beyond the Gates is that you have to move to Atlanta. Right. It's not like JJ commuting from Tennessee to LA to play Lucky. Right. Your residency has to be in Atlanta because they get tax breaks for it. So to be a contract character on that show, you have to change your residency to Atlanta. Right. There are not going to be tons of people that do it. Recurring characters absolutely can. I'm not sure I believe the Jeff Kober one right now because they have John Lindstrom as the villain, but we'll see.
So here's one. Kaiwan chimes in. Do you think Portia and Drew will sleep together because they hate each other over the blackmail situation? I feel like they're going to write it that way. She's going to help them kidnap somebody.
I don't know why he would need to kidnap anybody, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did the hate sex thing with him and Portia, because they've already kind of. I mean, I wouldn't hate them doing it again with him and Nina.
Right.
I mean, him and Willow are not long for this world anyway.
No, they're not.
I really think that she's going to end up back with Chase and he'll end up back with age-appropriate women. I'd be fine with him and Portia having a love-hate thing. I'd be fine with him and Nina going back to that because they were very hot. Yep. If it was him and Portia and throw Curtis back out there into the single pool, hell, hook Curtis up with Nina. It's the only woman he allows to get away with,
right.
tomfoolery and lies. She's the only, he's, all over her. So let Curtis have Nina.
Yeah.
And let Portia have some fun. Let her and Jordan fight over Isaiah and
oh, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah. So, definitely shake this stuff up. So
you're absolutely right. Definitely shake it up. It's time to shake things up again, as Mr. McMahon would say every time the draft came around. All right. So as we move on, I really think that Portia going to Rick about this, and I like how she asked, this might be a conflict of interest because he represented Heather, but I really think that this is going to be good, and Portia is really caught between a rock and a hard place here,
right?
Because obviously, I think she told Curtis. Did she tell Curtis that she changed the results? I can't remember.
She told Curtis that she changed the results, but she did not tell him that Brad was blackmailing her.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That's what he doesn't know.
Right. So once this story comes out that Brad was the one that held on to these things, there's going to be a lot of fallout. And that's going to be for Curtis and Portia. Their relationship could be history because this would be the second lie that she's told him, and we know that he doesn't like liars. And it's just going to be a lot to go through. For the character of Portia to keep her medical license and her job, she's going to have to bend to Drew's every whim.
Yeah.
And I like how she said, Brad knowing and blackmailing her was only about extra days off or going down to the conference. It wasn't anything major, but now that Drew knows, it's now it's big.
Right.
Are we gearing up for a Sunny leaving with all this? Because
God, I hope so. You know how I feel about this.
I do. Yes.
I mean, I know that so many things are pointing towards that.
Yes, it does seem like everything is kind of
Right. However,
Yeah.
GH is like Lucy with the football with this for me.
Mm-hmm.
They tease me. I mean, everything was pointing to it when he shot Jagger in cold blood.
Yeah.
You know, everything was pointing to it. Just, I mean, I really do. There's a lot more right now that makes me think it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you guys what's going to be the key. What's going to be the absolutely it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
When we get word that Vanessa Marcel is back.
Yep.
Because she would come back for one reason only. And they might not say she's back to usher him off.
Right.
But it's why she would be back. It's the only reason. And yes, Anya, he is making a lot of posts on social media that make me believe he's on his way out too. Absolutely, without a doubt. He's saying a lot of things. He's making a lot of posts. Vanessa has even dropped a few hints. When we find out that she has, like, there are things to look for. If they say that she has filmed her State of Mind or scheduled it to film it, or they talk that they've filmed it, or if they start doing, little thingies together. I'm interested to see if she comes to Fan Club Weekend this year. She did last year.
Mm-hmm.
As a former one of the former actor things, but maybe, I just, there are things to look for, and I really, really, really think that it's happening.
Yeah.
But we'll see. They've threatened me with that good time many, many times, and somehow here we are, 2025, still.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Sonny Corinthos.
Yep. Just to let you know, folks, Twitter is still giving problems with the Twitter live feed. So if it cuts out on Twitter, we are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. Just follow the link. Well, there's no point in putting the link in the comments and we'll go to X. But
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Yeah,
so,
it's all over. I'm putting the YouTube link on different Facebook pages as well, just because sometimes Facebook will have trouble when Twitter's having it's just,
Yeah. Yeah. Technology, can't live with it, can't get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just amazing how bad it is today. We're at 44 people watching live. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we do appreciate you tuning in, no matter where you're watching. We do appreciate that, and we do appreciate your viewing habits for us. And I agree on you. Mo just seems ready in many ways. He's happy with his state of mind. He's happy being an advocate for mental health, which is great. And not taking anything away from him, because he's fantastic as an advocate for mental health. State of Mind is an awesome show, and I'm telling you that the interviews that he has on that show with all the different actors is just absolutely fantastic. And
he has another show too that he's co-hosting with somebody else.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's not his show. It's him with somebody. I think her name is Anna. I can't remember, but they've had a few episodes already and they're trying to build up there.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't like him, go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Because that will help us send him off into retirement.
Plus the Suds Media X feed. So, yeah, folks, go ahead and I would say switch over to YouTube or Facebook to watch. But anyways, let's see. Our tech is trying to kill us. Donna says that Brooke Kerr plays Portia. She's not a car.
Donna.
Porsche. Yeah, Porsche. Yeah. Gotcha.
Let me message her.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But anyways, just folks, as I'm trying to get these live feeds back, I'm not gonna take too much time away from actually talking about the show. But I'm gonna just go ahead and put the link out again. YouTube. Oh, I have to actually go to the video to share it that way. Anyways, folks, just keep on watching and share like for YouTube. Anyways, moving on. Kaiwan did put a question in here. We could move on to. I was about to just move on to that story, Donna. Kaiwan said, "Why is Lulu acting like such a crazy person? She knows this is wrong. What you're doing to Brooklyn, some type of thing you're doing. Brooklyn doesn't deserve anything like that." I don't know if it's necessarily a crazy person, but I think Lulu is being very hypocritical.
She is, but then again, this is also Lulu. This
Yes.
is original Lulu. This is, OG recipe Lulu. We all got too used to minivan driving soccer mom Lulu.
Right.
Who, Emmy's fine, but she's not Lulu. Lulu is a Spencer. Lulu pops off. Lulu, is like a dog with a bone. And
Yeah.
Lulu hates Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And, people also need to remember, Brooklyn drugged Lulu's husband and tried to have sex with him, which is rape.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rape.
Yep.
I love Brooklyn. I feel for her in this. I think she's been great. But Lulu has no reason to give that woman 1 millimeter of anything. And she tried to rape Lulu's husband to break them up.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, the past matters.
It does. I agree.
And Lulu's saying, Lulu's doing this in defense of Dante.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong. One, it was illegal for Brooklyn to give up that child without telling its father.
Yeah.
And whatever, people murder people on this show. But it was wrong too. And Lulu's a total hypocrite because, and the other day I actually yelled at Lulu when she was talking to Carly and Carly pointed out that, she had an abortion. And Lulu said, yeah, but no, you were forced to. She tried to do it without telling the father.
Yeah.
But even then, people are allowed to have an abortion. They're allowed to make that choice on their own. You're not allowed to make the adoption choice on your own. That is just not something you're allowed to do unless you absolutely don't know who the father was. Brooklyn did.
Right. Yeah.
So she did kind of, owe that to Dante. But, I felt for Brooklyn the other day on Friday when she got that look on her face and was like, I had a son.
Yeah, that was.
Oh God, that got me right in the place where my soul would be if I had one. I felt it rumbling around in the abyss in there. But oh yeah, that was perfect. No notes. It
really was. I mean, they're together over Friday and Monday have been fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's like I really do enjoy the Alexa Havens is knocking it out of the park as Lulu.
Yeah.
And even and Amanda Setton is acting her ass off in this as well. Just you felt just the heartbreak that Brooklyn is feeling. In that she never, because she never knew that she had a son,
right.
And
you also have to keep in mind that right now,
yep.
One, Lulu, the whole backstory of Charlotte, Lulu had a child out there that she didn't know about.
Right. Yep.
And now she doesn't know where that child is. So this hits home for her on that level as well.
Yes. Yep.
And also she wasn't trying to get this information. She was trying to find her kid.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Brooklyn and Lois tomorrow.
Yes, I am too. The way that she just said, how much how many people did you tell about my child?
And and what do I not know? Right.
Yeah,
It is. I am so excited about this. I really am. But this was the fallout I wanted.
yeah,
I wanted fallout
exactly.
between Lois and everybody. And like Kaiwan asked earlier, why is she acting so crazy? Why isn't she? Because if people weren't hypocrites on the show, if people did the logical, good, right thing, we wouldn't have a show.
Right, exactly.
And it's infuriating sometimes, especially because more than once my girl has had to be the driver of story where I'm like, why are you doing this again? This never works out well for you. But it's what gives us soapy drama.
And honestly, Carly has evolved and matured a lot.
Yeah,
She's not the catalyst for stories all the time anymore.
true. But like the whole thing, the thing with Willow.
Yeah.
I was like, so many people were like, why doesn't she just tell? Because then there'd be no story. There has to, and, right now, Jack's not telling her about Joss, and Joss isn't telling her about Joss.
Mm-hmm.
And, that she doesn't know about Sasha not, actually having Michael's baby. These secrets are what gives us soapy story.
Yeah, exactly. It does. It gives a
So,
soapy story. And just kind of breaking off a little bit. And I just kind of wanted to point out that speaking of secrets and stuff, we have found out that both Taj Bello and Chad Duell have gotten new roles on some kind of plays. I don't know if it's necessarily Broadway, but it's
well, with Taj, it's a show in LA that he's
okay.
doing. And I don't think it's even a long run of it.
Okay.
Chad, they're doing a full dress tech rehearsal in LA in April.
Mm-hmm.
And then the plan is that they are moving in the fall. They're going to do an extended run off Broadway in New York. And they've already named the theater, which means they've already booked the theater.
Mm-hmm.
He could do the show and take the time off in the fall. I think they're going to recast him.
Yeah,
because they just took Michael's bio down off of abc.com, and then it was on a Thursday or Friday they took the bio down, and then we got news about the play the following week, early in the week. So I think that he told them he's doing the play and not coming back, and I'm guessing we're going to see a recast Michael. So I think Smart Money says recast Michael.
Yeah, and I hope they go to Robert Adamson. That's his name. Was the one doing the temporary recasts at the time. Because this is getting to the point where Michael needs to be back, and we knew that Chad was going away for a while. We didn't know how long it was going to be, and the door was left open for him. But he made the decision that he wants to do something different.
And the other day, they had Carly say that Michael called her, and they talked on the phone.
Yep.
Which seems to be a huge jump. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if that was because there's been a lot of rewrites and a lot of scenes like in short turnaround.
Yes.
And so I'm wondering if that was something that was just recently added because they're speeding up their plan about when Michael was coming back. We'll see.
Yeah, and for those of you that are on the East Coast, Laura Wright had to cancel an appearance at the Zombie Hideout in March and postpone it to May because of these rewrites. So she's clearly part of the characters that have to reshoot scenes. And there have been rewrites to the point where they may be getting scripts a day in advance, if not hours in advance.
Yes.
So there are major rewrites.
And Steve said that him and Laura had posted that she filmed really great scenes with Steve. And then on his podcast this week, he said that they filmed really, really good classic Charlie, but deeper. And he said they went right up to editing.
Yeah.
Which means we'll see them in the next week or two.
Right. Which means they literally took what was ready to go and had to rework it.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's exciting. I'm really excited.
I am too. I am really excited for the fact that they're doing stuff that's making it exciting. You know, and sometimes, you know, and I know it gets hectic for the actors because of the rewrites, and who knows, that could have been something with Brennan and Carly, because we saw Brennan and Carly kind of call it quits, you know, over this past week. I don't
think that's going to stick. I think they're going to get back together, and then it's going to all blow up and explode.
Yeah,
because he's keeping he tried to frame Jason, and I think they're going to make it that him or somebody at the WSB were the ones that bombed Sonny's penthouse.
I think so
and
too.
I think, I don't know that it necessarily was him, but I think it's going to be either him or somebody at the WSB, and he covered it.
Yeah, because, you know, kind of moving on to Sidwell, I don't know how to read him. We know that he's got villainous side, but there's also a modicum of honesty about him. Like the fact that Jason agrees that he's not the one that set up the bomb.
That means he didn't do it.
That means he didn't do it. Right.
And that's a rewrite, because we saw Sidwell dancing. You know what I mean? They had planned that Sidwell had planted that bomb. That couldn't have been more clear.
Anya, I don't think he's a Cassadine. I think he's part of Helena's lineage.
I'm wondering if he's part of Alexis's lineage on the other side. I'm wondering if he's Alexis's brother through her mother.
Ooh.
Which would be very interesting. I mean, it was interesting, the whole thing with the knife. Yes. So he's, it looks like he's planning on framing her for something.
The way he picked it up with the napkin.
It also could have been, you know, a fingerprint thing or a DNA thing. You know, DNA can be in sweat secretions. You know, it could have been something like that.
Yeah.
He could also be a long lost Cassadine, or he could be like like Helena. Valentin was her son with that. Well, I mean, Valentin's a Cassadine too, but not Mikos's son.
Right.
You know, but I think, you know, there's definitely more to him.
Yeah.
And see, so I think when they decided to keep Charles Mescher, you know, they put him on contract. They made Valentin the bad guy, even though we had seen that it was Brennan. You know, they kind of put it all on Valentin, and they put, you know, and they decided that they were going to keep that they were going to keep Brennan.
Yes.
I'm wondering if they have now decided, because the new Brennan is not on contract.
Yeah.
Charles was, Chris is not. And I kind of have a feeling that they're going to use Brennan now. I think they're going to put the stuff back on Brennan and clear Valentin. That doesn't mean Brennan's gone. They could keep him as the head of the WSB, in and out, yada, yada, yada. Him and Carly have a shelf life, obviously. But they could use him to clean up Valentin. And I think it's also possible that Sidwell's the one they decided to keep. Yeah. They gave Carlo Rada's wife a role.
Yep.
You know, she's recurrent. You know, it's not like a full-time role, but if anybody doesn't know, the guy who plays Sidwell, his wife is the new ADA Turner, the one that it was pushing to charge Jason.
Yes.
Anya, I think that this is leading to Charlie. I think that it's very obvious that that's where
Now,
this is going.
with the rewrites, I would agree with you.
Yeah. And, with what Steve and Laura was saying about the scenes, and Laura usually, when she posts about behind the scenes, will post a picture
Hmm.
of them behind the scenes. And she didn't. She used an old picture, which means they're trying to keep it quiet, make sure there are no leaks about what it is.
Yeah.
And the thing Steve said is that, Jason's very, very desperate. So I'm wondering if Carly gets hurt. You know what I mean? There are a lot of, my mind's going all different places. But I think that if they are going to bring back Valentin, obviously they're going to do Valentin and Anna. And
Yeah.
today showed how much they're still in love with each other.
Hmm. Yes.
Would you agree?
I would definitely agree with you on that one. Just the way that, because I like how Anna said, "Oh, Valentine and Charlotte are probably long gone by now." And he's like, "No, not this time."
Right.
And I saw that he did skip out, and he's kind of like, I have to get on the run. But he'll be back. I feel
God,
like,
yeah, this was not a goodbye.
right.
I don't for 1 second think this is truly a goodbye for him. I think we're going to see him back, and I think they're going to clean him up.
Yeah, which is good. And sometimes that happens, because you got to remember, even in real life, you can look at somebody who's done something wrong and twist it for a good cause.
Right. And let's keep in mind, Anna Devane literally worked for the enemy of the United States. Like, her story when she came on was that she had betrayed her country by working with the DBX. And it wasn't a twist. It wasn't a mistake. She did it. Mm-hmm. She was young and stupid, but she did it. And then they had her do good things and redeem her, but she did it. And now she's the police commissioner. So whatever.
Well, speaking of the past, we're going to, first of all, before we get to our next segment, we're going to go ahead and tie up the segment from the beginning of the show. And we're going to go ahead and show the picture again of the baby.
Look at how cute that little face is.
Yes. And if you want to go ahead and give the hints one more time, and then we'll reveal who it is.
I am a Taurus. Her birthday is actually April 30th, like my daughter. I speak 5 languages. My nickname is Chili Patty. I am not only an actor, but I am also a talented screenwriter and voice actor. And she has over 40 voice credits. And I am celebrating my 20th wedding anniversary this year in August. I expanded on them a little bit there for you guys.
All right. So that's the baby picture, which was up for just about a week at pennyprattle.com. Mm-hmm. So I've seen some guesses in the comments, and you guys are correct. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it to the world now, and that is the incomparable Lydia Look.
Isn't she great? She sent me that picture to use. I absolutely love her. She's so gorgeous. She does not look like somebody who could have been married for 20 years.
No, absolutely not.
Her husband is also an actor and a voice actor.
Wow.
And she actually writes for like the Disney stuff. She wrote the about the karate homecoming queen girl. I can't remember the name of it, but she writes like TV movies and stuff for Disney.
Yep.
Incredibly talented, incredibly.
Pier 54 actually had an interview with her, so that's up on their archives. Mm-hmm. And as soon as Angela sent me the picture last week, I knew who it was, because with the hints, because I knew I listened to that interview. So check that out.
Yeah.
But we'll get on to our next segment now. We're gonna go get into our DeLorean.
We're sending you back to the future.
So today in General Hospital history, we're going to turn it over to Professor Angela.
All right, we're going to go back to March 4th, because we ended it on March 3rd. On March 4th in 2014, Sonny shot AJ, which led to his death.
Yep.
Ava had killed Connie and set it up to make it look like AJ had done it, and it was convincing Sonny that it was AJ. And she tried to kill AJ herself, but the gun jammed. And then he grabbed her and was, defending himself with his hand on her throat. And Sonny came in and, in normal Sonny fashion, fucked it up. But okay. So AJ shot Sonny. March 4th last year, Steve Burton returned to General Hospital as Jason Morgan. March 5th, 2012, Roger Howarth brought the character of Todd Manning to General Hospital after One Life's to Live's cancellation. They made him Franco later because of the fight with Prospect Park, but he started out as Todd. And speaking of, we've talked a lot about Portia Robinson. In 2020, Brooke Kerr debuted as Portia Robinson on March 5th. March 6th, in 1995, and these were such great scenes. I just love them. Felicia gave birth to Georgie, baby Georgina Jones under a table at Luke's Blues Club. It was great. Tony, her brother-in-law, who was a doctor, thank God, had to deliver the baby, but it was under a table at Luke's Blues Club.
Wow.
And in 2007, Alan Quartermain had his funeral on March 6th. Another great scene, March 7th. Jason Morgan, newly Jason Morgan, rode his motorcycle into the Quartermain living room. It was great. It was so great. Edward was beside himself. It was so great. Lila was kind of amused. So was Ned. And then also on March 7th in 1997, Sonny and Brenda made love while trapped in the catacombs next to a dead body.
Oh, how nice.
Harry Silver. Yes. There's something about, then later Sonny, banged Ava in a crypt. There's something about that. That's his thing. But yes, they made, it was very, very, it was really funny because it was a very romantic, wonderful love scene, but it was hard to get past the fact of remembering there's a dead body by them because Sonny had just killed the guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. March 8th, 2006. Robin kissed Patrick and asked him out on a date. And Scrubs was officially born, although they'd been building for a while. March 8th, 2019, Ava was horrified to find out she had actually been dating Ryan and not Kevin.
I remember that storyline.
Yes. And realized that she had contributed to her daughter's death.
Yep.
It was all kinds of nonsense. Yes. March 9th. This is a fun one, a Days of Our Lives crossover.
Oh, okay.
March 9th, 1989. Days of Our Lives star Joseph Mascalo, who played Stefan Demira,
okay,
debuted as Nicholas Van Buren, also known as Domino. He was on the show for about 9 months.
Oh, okay.
And that was a fun little get. And here we are, March 10th in General Hospital history. 1995, Ryan, crazy way back when, still crazy after all these years, kidnapped newborn baby Georgie from the hospital. As though being born on the floor of a dirty blues club wasn't enough. Then she had to be kidnapped from the hospital. And the year before that, in 1994, Maxie, her big sister, had been diagnosed with Kawasaki syndrome, which led to her needing the heart transplant, which gave us the amazing story of BJ's heart.
Yep.
So that is your General Hospital history lesson for the week.
And what an amazing callback we saw last year during Bobby's funeral, and having that reporter be the actual actor that played BJ.
Absolutely. It was great.
All right. That was today in General Hospital Illustrated. I do want to remind everybody that after this show tonight, we are going to be doing Gate Crashers, which is going to be all about Beyond the Gates at 10 p.m. Kim will be coming in to join us. And Danny Dupree kicks off her single era with a bang and a bust. If you get the double entendre there, because she's been at the center of the story. And that'll be coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, after Suds News later on tonight, just about an hour. So definitely come back for that. I don't know what's going on with X, but we'll get it up on YouTube, Facebook, and the like.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned to these channels. Also, at about 10:30 p.m., the Raw Rewind comes on many of the Chairshot Sports networks, social networks that you watch. So whether it's soaps or wrestling, you can get your fill tonight on many of these networks. So, but we're not done with GH. We still got more.
Oh, so much more.
Okay, so I gotta ask, how did you like the scene, the conversation with Maxie and Dante today?
I loved it. It was. We got a real bad echo. I absolutely adored it. It was a long time coming, in my opinion, because Maxie wasn't sure if she should tell Dante about that way back when, after Lulu went into the coma.
Right.
And she didn't, and she told him today, and I thought it was really great. I thought that we got a lot of Dante perspective.
Yes, we did. Yep.
Which was wonderful. And him finding out that Lulu's still in love with him, really threw him for a curve.
It really did, yeah.
And they had that really great scene of him opening the door to her, which I loved, because it was a throwback to her opening the door. And like a lot of people know, but not everybody, that was their house.
Right, yeah. Yep.
They lived together there. So it's interesting. And we've seen them have like close moments. We've seen that, he is feeling something for her, but he's also, he's still mourning Sam. And then he feels guilty about Sam. And I think, feeling stuff for Lulu just makes him feel guiltier. And it's just so soapy and good.
Yes.
But Dante and Lulu were one of those endgame couples.
Yeah.
They really were. And I'm really excited to see how they get them back. I mean, it's going to be a while. It's going to be, a slow ride. They're going to be with other people, but this Brooklyn thing's going to throw everything into an uproar, and that's what we watch for. But I really liked the conversation with Maxie and Dante today.
Yeah, I really did. I really thought that Dante could have, like you could hear a pin drop almost when Maxie said, she was coming to tell you that she still loved you. And it was just like one of the mind blown times where it's like, are you serious? Like,
oh yeah, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
he was just like, wait, yeah.
And then he's like, but she was gone for so long, and then I fell in love with Sam, and now he's mourning Sam, and so it's going to take a while, but they're literally going to get back to each other, and I'm glad that Charlotte is coming back. So that'll kind of settle Lulu a little bit to kind of some of her psychosis will go away, and they'll be able to rebuild that kind of a family lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, the family of Lulu, Rocco, Dante is just really good. I liked a lot of Dante this past week, especially kind of settling the little argument between Rocco and Danny, even though he didn't know what the heck was going on, because they switched very quickly. But I just liked Dante as the father. Yeah. The father figure.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely. He played it just so well. And, Dom is just doing so fabulous with all of this because he's really playing, you can really feel in like
Yep.
in every scene. He's wearing his grief
Yes.
very heavy, but still trying to live and still trying to be a good dad and trying to be there for Lulu and trying to, and you really feel his, I'm wondering if we're going to get a breaking point from Dante.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. He's got to get to the point where he's
Yeah.
that he needs I'm not talking like a mental break or anything, but just
Yeah.
he needs that point where he's got to
Mhm.
just ask for help, or just kind
Yeah.
of not take everything on himself or whatever.
Mhm.
So um you know it's going to be fun when it does happen.
Oh, yeah.
When he's because that kind of puts Lulu in an awkward place. If Dante and Lulu do get back together, it's going to put Lulu in an
Yeah.
awkward place when it comes to like Danny and Scout, because Dante's clearly bonded with these two kids from from Sam, and even though they have their own fathers in the picture, it's going to be something where Lulu's gonna kind of feel guilty, and I wonder if she'll overcompensate because she's the reason why Sam is no longer in the picture. So to
Well,
speak.
what I'm wondering about is that if we're gonna see them get closer and just as they're about to reunite or, are,
Mhm.
like, just on the verge of that, the baby secret comes out.
Yes.
Because, she's agreeing now to keep this from Dante.
Yes.
So that's gonna have, we know the secret's gonna come out. So that's gonna have an effect on her and Dante,
Yes.
and the fact that she kept the secret for Brooklyn isn't gonna save her.
No, not at all.
Dante's
No.
gonna be like, you hate Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
And by the way, I do want to point out, I do feel that Sonny knows that Gio is Brooklyn's son, but not Dante's, because he didn't know about Dante back then.
I don't think Sonny even knows that Gio is Brooklyn's son.
Really?
I really don't. I don't think he knows that at all. Mm-mm.
Hmm. I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. He does want to help the kids from the old
Mhm.
neighborhood, and whatever. And who knows? I don't know. It's weird because you want to think that he's giving money, especially a college trust, just to this random kid that's from the neighborhood. But I know he cares about Brooklyn, so
He does
that's what
absolutely care about Brooklyn. My thing is this. My thing is that there have been so many times over the years
Mhm.
that he would have thrown it in Ned's face.
Okay.
That he knew this about Brooklyn. And Donna is right. There's an article that says that only in Lois and Gloria know.
Okay.
And Lois told Martin that Sonny doesn't know because Martin asked her
Oh, okay.
if Sonny knew, and Lois said no.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a long shot. I mean, it's going to ruin like. I mean, I also heard that Rena Sofer is thinking about retirement, so this could be a way to write her off if she just pisses everybody off in town
Right.
with the secret
Well, I mean, she was only supposed to be on
for
for
30
like,
episodes. Yeah.
yes. So, this is extended. But like like the year she was supposed to leave in December, the year she started or soon
Yeah.
after. And her husband bought a house on the East Coast
Yeah.
with
I know.
plans to relocate, and she's been here over a year longer. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if she's ready.
Yeah.
And this is definitely going to be Lois is going to be person non grata, and it could also be what leads into Brenda coming back.
It could be. Yeah, because they're all connected.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. It's just
So many
amazing
good
how everything.
possibilities.
Yeah, there's so many different branches you can go with the stories,
Mhm.
and all the stories, because
Yes.
we touched on it earlier, but with Portia and Drew,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry, but I feel so bad for Brad. He's actually trying to do the right thing. He and Lucas are hot and heavy, and he's like, wait a minute, I got to tell you the truth and give you
And
the honest
yeah,
answer. Be honest with you, like, dude, like, I feel so bad for him.
I do too. I do really feel bad for Brad. At the same time, I mean, I don't want him and Lucas together,
Right.
but I don't hate Brad. I just think that what Brad did was a road too far. But I do feel bad because he is trying to do the right thing by Lucas. He was honest with him.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. But I would like to see them both get different love interests, and I don't know that that's going to happen, but I think it would be fun. But we'll see. But
Which
I
means you got to
mean,
cast more gay characters
yes,
or bi characters.
yeah. But I mean, Lucas was just like, yeah, no, we're done.
Yeah, I like Brad. I like that he kind of brings an air of, kind of just lightheartedness to things, even though he's had very heavy stories in the past.
Mhm.
But I want to see, I kind of want to see him and Maxie kind of, that friendship that was built off of Britt and Britt's
Yep.
death kind of be played out a little bit more. Like, I don't want to be it where the only people that Brad literally interacts with is Portia and Lucas.
Yeah.
Of course, Brad is a recurring character, so he's only going to be coming in for the stories that he's meant for. But
Right.
Perry Shen is just absolutely fantastic. The way that everything, the way that he portrays the Brad character. But I felt so bad for him this week. Because he's
Yeah, I
literally
really
on the
did too,
verge of
because
getting what he wanted.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's the one that blocked himself.
Right. And he didn't have to.
No.
It wasn't like she was threatening to out him.
Right. Yeah.
He told Lucas because he didn't want secrets between them.
Right. Exactly. So,
So
I mean, who knows where that's going to go to. But, I mean, they would have to expand the LGBTQ characters. I mean,
yes.
It's a good way to build that segment of the audience and that segment of the of the community, especially with that, with the Corinthos Davis, community center that
right. Yeah, there's a million.
Never,
yeah, there's a million ways they could do it in town.
Yes. All right, so I have to ask. I need your expert opinion. Maybe not expert opinion, but your opinion. Why the hell?
We can go with expert opinion.
Why the hell would Sasha turn down the Quartermain money, Jason's money, but take the money from Sidwell?
Because she, as a grifter, she felt like with Sidwell, she was earning it. It was her money. Because he wanted something for it.
Okay, because he wanted her to kind of clean up the
right. So it would have been, she considered it money earned.
Okay. I guess I could see that.
She came to town a grifter. She was raised a grifter. She's you know what I mean? So they consider, that's an honest day's work.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It kind of.
She has also said multiple times that she feels like if she takes money from Jason, there would be strings. And he has said that there wouldn't be strings, but she feels like there would be.
Right.
So, this is a quid pro quo, I'll give you the money, you do this, and we're good.
Okay. Yeah.
I think she just looks at it differently.
Hi, Tammy. Welcome to the chat. New viewer, Tammy Helton. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, I can understand that. It just, and this is why I get so. Sidwell's a very confusing character to me because he's telling Sasha, just tell the truth. But where I was working before, none of this was illegal because there were no
Right.
laws. So he wasn't breaking any laws.
Right.
You know,
The stuff he did with Sasha definitely was,
right.
but
he could justify it because, her
he
mother took the diamonds. And
right.
Jason gave back the diamonds and I released you.
Right. And, not for nothing, Jason and Sasha didn't file a police report.
No.
Didn't turn him in.
Yeah, because Anna was there too, and they kind of just swept it under the rug.
Right. So, that's not just on him. Honestly, it's more on them because, he wouldn't turn himself in. Tammy, I agree with you. We were talking about that earlier. I think it's possible that he's Alexis's brother through her mother, but we'll see what he wanted with that knife. If it's to frame her or to get some sort of DNA. Because he also tried to offer her a drink.
Right. Yeah. So he was
And
clearly trying to collect some DNA
right.
of some sort. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I really hope that it does lead to Sasha and Michael.
Yeah.
Anya, I think that might be. I'm not going to say endgame, but I think that might be the direction now that
right.
We feel that they're going to recast Michael.
Right.
And bring back sooner rather than later.
I agree. And I still don't think they have not shown me anything that says they're going with Jason and Sasha romantically. No. He's still harping on Michael's parental rights. Excuse me. I don't care if you're a Milo fan. Sorry. My dogs have no taste. They're Milo fans. Just kidding. They don't care. So yeah, I think that it's just kind of a placeholder while they're, waiting to get Michael back. And I think it'll be Michael with a new face. I don't know that it's going to be Robert Adamson because, it's going to be if they, think that, he'd be good with Sasha.
Yeah.
True. They're going to need someone tall for Sasha.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Which also is not Jason.
Right.
He's not Dom or Mo, but he's not, No,
I mean, I was shocked the way that Charles Measure dwarfed Steve Burton.
I'm waiting for new one, though. I'm waiting for new Brennan because Charles Measure was like 6'3".
Yeah.
And new guy is a couple inches taller than him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, new guy is 2 or 3 inches taller than Charles was.
Oh man, that's gonna be good.
Yes. So I'm really looking forward to Brennan looking down at Jason and Jason looking up at him defiantly. Like he used to do with Alan, because Stuart Damon was so much taller.
Yeah.
Than Steve Burton.
It's gonna be like that iconic stare down between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Moving on. I don't know. Is there what else? What did we miss? Let's see. What did we miss?
We haven't talked about Joss and her new job.
You're right. Yes, Joss. Okay, so I put up a poll on Twitter this past week. And which I never saw on my bingo card in 2025. Who had the best kick to the groin, Jocelyn Jacks or John Cena? Because John Cena kicked Cody Rhodes in the groin last Saturday at Elimination Chamber, turning heel after over 20 years. And I still can't believe that that's in the Guinness Book of World Records. But whatever.
It's so funny. They talked about it they even talked about that on The Daily Show.
Yeah, they did.
There was a really funny segment about that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jon Stewart is a wrestling fan, so I mean that doesn't surprise me. He was at a SummerSlam not too long ago. But then the way that Joss kicked, Vaughn.
Oh, it was perfect.
I liked it. I liked the scenes. I like Joss getting her hands dirty.
I do too.
I like her actually going out there to want to to be in the field, regardless of how she got there, regardless of the fact that, Brennan could, turn the tables on her and whatever at any point in time. I get that, but I like that she's putting in the work.
Right. And she is. And I really loved her marksmanship scores. She's much better shot than her mother was. Jason would be proud. I think this is really interesting. I don't know that this is her love interest, though, because he's older. He actually, Tammy, you can also watch it. It'll be up on YouTube afterwards in its entirety. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
He is older. He actually had auditioned for the role of Chase.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, he said he's good friends with Josh Swickard. And it was down to him, Josh, and another guy. And he said the best man got it. But so he's more that age range, which honestly, they need more guys in that age range.
They do. Yes.
They need a whole lots of, guys and girls in that age range. But he's not on contract. He's just recurring. So it could be because they're waiting to see how it goes. I mean, Dex didn't start off on contract either, but I'm not 100% sure he's going to be Joss's love interest.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be. There was that big age difference between Anna and Robert too. It's totally possible. And he is totally hot. I'd be there for it. I'm just not sure. I wouldn't mind Dex back or a previously unknown twin brother. So, because I mean, I love me some Evan Hoffer. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, no, I really liked the Dex. I liked Evan's work. I liked the characters. It's like, I hope it's a twist. I hope that it was all some big plot to get Joss to the WSB. So I hope that Dex's death was faked by Brennan to get Joss to the WSB. It would be such a great swerve. It
really would. And then she finds out when she's introduced to her partner.
Yeah.
And it's Dex.
Yeah. And he's undercover.
That would be so amazing. And she'd be so mad at him. But they have to work together. And it would be so,
Oh, that could be the next Robert and Anna. I'm here for it. And if they want to build the WSB, you can't get two better characters than Joss and Dex.
Oh yeah, it would be great. And even if they're gonna, even if they are gonna get rid of Brennan, which I'm not sure they are, they could keep him as a the head of the WSB popping in and out or whatever, or the head of the, that department or that. I satellite office.
Just feel like the recast lost a lot of steam for the character.
It's not even that. I think Chris has done great. I just think I think they just decided to go a different way. I think they're making him the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I think, I think that they're going to use him to clean up Valentin. I can see a million ways they could try to keep him on a recurring basis. I'm just not sure they will, but they could give this guy Vaughn his job and move Vaughn more into his age group more.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a possibility.
There's a lot of ways it could go. There really are.
And that's what's so great about the writing right now is that there are so many possibilities that it can go.
And that's what you want. This isn't a 2-hour movie.
Right.
This isn't a miniseries. This is a show that has been on for over 60 years.
Yep.
Shows need to continue. I remember a couple of years ago when oh my God, why can't I remember his name? Oh, John Aniston passed away.
Yes. Yep.
And there were Days fans that were mad that, his funeral and his death were being used, part of it was spurring the next story. And I'm like, he would love that. He was a soap actor his whole life. This is legacy. This is,
and
this is keeping his chapter open.
Yeah, and obviously they got the okay from the family.
Absolutely, I have no doubt. But what I'm saying is that, there's Even, I mean, like, Lila and Edward have been dead for years, but
Mhm.
they're a part of a story right now. Edward's
Yep.
actions are part of this Crip story.
Yeah.
You know, that is one of the things about these shows is that it's decades and generations of people that we are connected to and
Yep.
their offspring and stuff like that. And that's another reason why, almost everybody has to be connected to somebody in town because that's, how they
Yeah.
continue that.
Yep.
And it's just, that's what's wonderful about soap operas is 60 years of history, 60 years of families.
Yeah. Exactly. As
Yeah.
far as Gio and Emma, I see that in the future.
Yeah, I think that that's absolutely a guarantee. I think
Yeah.
without a doubt.
And we talked about Emma earlier today, the way that she
Mhm.
handled the whole Drew situation. It won me over. If I was on the fence before, this won me over.
I loved her pointing out that they were in session in Washington and he was
Yeah,
there.
that was just so perfect.
Yep. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I think the whole reason that they, are doing the goodwill and, starting something up with Tracy and Emma are
Mhm.
because of what's going to come out in the next few months about Geo.
Yeah.
So Emma
Um,
will be a part of that story in a major way
yep.
and maybe help great grandma connect with her great grandson.
Yeah. All right, folks. We've been at it for an hour and a half. I think we talked about just about everything. But we are going to go ahead and close this episode down because we'll be back in a half hour to talk all about Beyond the Gates. Kim will be
Mhm.
joining us. Gate Crashers comes on at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on many of the same channels you're watching right now. There will be an extra YouTube channel, so I do want to point that out. And, so go on over to YouTube, watch what you're watching, set your notifications because anytime something goes live. And then if you are a wrestling fan, the Raw, I believe it's the Raw Rewind, if not the Raw Rebound. I don't know. It's a Raw reaction show for anybody who is a wrestling fan right after Raw on Netflix. Um, but either way, folks, just stay tuned for it. As always, Angela, where can everybody find you?
They can find me at Brooklyn74 on Twitter or Angela Ryan Duncan on Facebook. I became a moderator of a few really fun soap opera groups, General Hospital and Bold and the Beautiful today on Facebook, and I will be posting links to those on my Twitter and also pettyprattle.com, your
Yes.
place for soap opera news, spoilers, all that fun stuff. And Vinny started posting his blogs
Yes.
on there this week from the desk of Vinny Suds, baby.
I am going to migrate what I have on Suds Media, suds-media.com over there, and from now on post on both spots. So
We're doing all
check
kinds of
that.
exciting things, and there'll be a new Oh Baby tomorrow with a new, daytime star. Who did this cutie grow up to be?
Absolutely. Well, folks, and as always, you can catch me at Vinny Suds on both Twitter X and Facebook, at Suds Media on Twitter X and Blue Sky, and a whole host of it. But if you do want to help out with the show, go over to buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media. Go ahead and donate whatever you do want to donate. They'll go towards offsetting the cost for the awesome Lifetime Achievement Championship belt that we're giving to Laura Wright in April. And your name will go on the card if you do donate. Or you can go sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/Suds and Squared Circle. Stuff is going up there on a more consistent basis, whether it's archival, notes, and also all of our pre-recorded episodes, early and ad-free, of Dockside at the Bay, Take Me Down to Studio City, and Angela Answers Fan Mail. So that goes up early and ad-free before it hits the RSS feeds or YouTube when it's pre-recorded. But either way, folks, we'll be back in less than a half hour, 10 p.m. Eastern. only here, well, right here, wherever you're catching any of these shows. We will be back because we'll be talking all about Beyond the Gates. See you soon.